File this December 21, 2016. File photo shows the New York Stock Exchange. The U.S. stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time on Friday, September 28, 2018. AP photo, Mark Lenehan. File, New York, AP, U.S. Stocks ended back where they started Friday as the stock market wrapped up its best quarter in almost 5 years. Electric car maker Tesla plunged after federal regulators moved to New York, AP, U.S. Stocks ended back where they started Friday as the stock market wrapped up its best quarter in almost 5 years. Electric car maker Tesla plunged after federal regulators moved to oust CEO Elon Musk following his tweet last month saying that he was close to a deal to take Tesla private. Healthcare companies did better than any part of the market during the third quarter, and they continued to rise Friday, while technology companies rose as chip makers also traded higher. Facebook said it discovered a security breach in which 50 million accounts were accessed by unknown attackers, and its stock fell again, ending its worst quarterly run in 6 years. Global banks fell and European stocks skidded after Italy's new government announced a big increase in spending. Italy's main stock index fell almost 4% as investors worried that the government's plan will lead to a clash with European Union leaders who want Italy to reduce its debt level. Through the third quarter, pain in other markets led to gains for U.S. stocks, and that was true again Friday. One reason is that investors are worried about other regions, especially emerging markets. The currencies of Turkey and Argentina both dropped during the quarter, and investors worried that their currency and economic problems would harm the rest of the world. Investors do pivot to the U.S. when they have concerns about other regions, said Marina Sevranovsky, an investment strategist at Schroders. But emerging markets stocks have bounced back somewhat over the last 2 weeks, and Sevranovsky said they might do better than U.S. stocks in the fourth quarter. The pessimism around those regions is probably too much, she said. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 18.38 points, or 0.1%, to 26,458.31. The Nasdaq Composite added 4.38 points, or less than 0.1%, to 8,046.35. The Russell 2000 index of smaller company stocks gained 6.04 points, or 0.4%, to 1,696.57. The spending plans announced by Italy's new government would expand its budget deficit. European Union leaders want Italy to bring down its debt level, which is the highest of any EU country after Greece. Italy's FTSE MIB sank 3.7%, while the German DAX gave up 1.5%. France's CAC 40 lost 0.8%, and the FTSE 100 index in Britain shed 0.5%. Yields on Italian government bonds rose sharply, a sign of lower investor confidence in the government's financial strength. The yield on Italy's 10-year bond jumped to 3.14% from 2.89%, a huge move. Italian bank Unicredit sank 6.7% to $12.96. Among European banks, Barclays dipped 3.6% to $8.95. In the U.S., Goldman Sachs shed 1.5% to $224.24. Tesla suffered its worst loss in almost 5 years. It dropped 13.9% to $264.77 after the Securities and Exchange said Musk committed securities fraud with his statement about taking Tesla private. The SEC launched an investigation after Musk tweeted that he had secured the funding for his transaction, but it soon became clear the company wasn't close going private. Musk called the action unjustified. His tweet said the company would go private at $420 per share, and the stock jumped to almost $380 that day. It's fallen 31% since then. Facebook fell 2.5% to $164.52 after it disclosed the breach that capped a brutal 3 months for social media companies. Facebook plunged 19% on July 26 after it said user growth had slowed, a drop that slashed Facebook's value by $119 billion, its biggest one-day loss as a public company. Facebook fell 15% in the third quarter and Twitter dropped 35%, more than any other S. Twitter was on a huge run until July 27, when it reported weak user growth. Investors also worried about the possibility of greater regulation of both companies following hearings in Congress. In the U.S. and Europe, these companies have largely been allowed, as they've grown to the size and scale and influence that they have, to self-regulate, said Severinovsky, of Schroders. I think that era is over. Japan's Nikkei 225 jumped 1.4% after the country agreed to open negotiations on a trade agreement with the United States. The move won Japan relief from the immediate threat of punitive tariffs on its auto exports to the U.S. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index added 0.3% and South Korea's slipped 0.5%. Energy companies rose as benchmark U.S. crude rose 1.6% to $73.25 per barrel in New York. Brent crude, used to price international oils, added 1.2% to $82.72 per barrel in London. Gold rose 0.7% to $1,196.20 an ounce. Silver jumped 3% to $14.71 an ounce. Copper gained 0.8% to $2.81 a pound. Wholesale gasoline added 0.9% to $2.10 a gallon. Heating oil rose 1.2% to $2.35 a gallon. Natural gas fell 1.6% to $3.01 per 1,000 cubic feet. Bond prices were little changed. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note stayed at 3.05%. The dollar rose to 113 yen and 58 sen from 113 yen and 42 sen. The euro fell to $1.1610 from $1.1658. IP Markets writer Marley J can be reached at http://twitter.com/marleyjapp. His work can be found at https://appnews.com/search/marleyj. Copyright 2018 The Associated Press. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, written or redistributed.